Who's gonna start? You're gonna start.
You want to start it off?
No. One of you start it off.
Start it off, kids. Your show as well.
No, you start it off.
You want me to start it off?
Yeah, go ahead.
So many guys?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Oh, you got a nice order. Oh, yeah, you got me Celsius a half hour ago.
Well, we didn't know. You said you were getting off Sunrise about 5 minutes ago. Then you asked for a
I was.
You know times are tough when you take a Powerade bottle and you fill it up with water.
Where you go to the school water fountain for that.
Oh, God. All right.
All right, we're on?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, episode, this is 3?
Three.
Whatchamacallit podcast with your very own Jake Guadagno. What is he? A restaurateur?
Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur.
Let's start with
The
that.
usual, serhant men, Cardinal Financial, and we have Jake. He is jack of all trades. Where do you work?
Jake what?
Jake Guadagno.
Guadagno?
Where do you work? Everywhere?
Everywhere.
Oh, sorry. Let me make the G sound. Where do you work?
I work at Serhant.
Serhant.
I also do commercial real estate with Mogul Realty Group out of Bayshore. And then, just
We'll get into your other endeavor at some point, but we're going to start today with move the mic from shirt.
Oh,
from your Taylor Swift.
That's embarrassment that we're at. Can you blur this out on the podcast?
There are literally two different scales sitting next to
I mean, I'm comfortable, and I mean, if you feel it.
I know you're. I'm not worried about the material. I'm worried about what's on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tell us about that shirt, guys.
tell me honestly. If you could tell me that you really don't enjoy Taylor Swift music, then there's something wrong with it.
I don't enjoy Taylor Swift.
It's a lie.
Single song.
That's a lie.
Is she considered country?
I don't
Be
think,
quiet, so you
no,
can
I
see-
mean,
feel.
I haven't listened to it in a while, but I feel like became a very big fan after you saw the concert.
So that's a yes.
So you went to a Taylor Swift concert.
Yes.
Really exposing it here.
So that's a yes and no. So I was always a Taylor Swift fan, and anybody can vouch for that. Like I don't know, I know probably every song. I don't know the words.
Not a big fan.
I don't know the words to every song.
Like you know they exist.
I know they exist, and then if like I'm listening on Spotify and the words are there, you know how the lyrics are there now. Like I will see them, and I can then know the words. Like I know them.
So you can read. You can read the.
Yeah, I could read. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Congrats on that.
So, but I did, to Jake's point, I did become more respectful and a much bigger fan just in general after that concert, because it was nothing like I've ever seen before. Recently I was in Vegas, and I actually saw a Final Four basketball game, and I'm a diehard sports fan, as most of you know. And it was like a game that went down to the buzzer. It was bananas.
How much did you win on that game?
I actually went like 4-0 that night, so I killed it. It was one of the best nights ever in Vegas with the wife, no kids. It was crazy, screaming with people next to you. It was just nuts. That very next day, we had Taylor Swift tickets.
What was the game? Tell the game, because it was March Madness.
It was Gonzaga versus UCLA.
Okay.
Gonzaga was down like 15 at the half. They stormed back. Then they were winning by 8 with like a minute left. Somehow UCLA comes back and takes the lead with 15 seconds left, and then Gonzaga hits 3 and wins the game.
Who did Brady have? Gonzaga? No.
Oh, Brady had UConn to win the whole thing.
Okay.
But back to the Taylor Swift. So the very next day, we go to Taylor Swift. I'm like, there's no shot that this can compare. You know, I'm scarred for life going to a live event, because last night was amazing.
I might be wrong. Didn't you have tickets to something else and you had to sell them real quick to get that?
So we had Maroon 5 tickets originally, like months before, and then we found out Taylor Swift was going to be there.
Damn, how could
we
you
took
do
a hefty loss?
Definitely would have been a Maroon 5 guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Took a hefty loss on the Maroon 5 tickets.
Worth it.
And a hefty gain on the Taylor Swift tickets. And when I tell you, I don't care how you judge me or whatever, when I was in there was chills. It was next level. It was next level. She sold out Raiders Stadium. I think it was 65,000.
I cannot believe it.
It's so crazy. Like on the way here, I'm like, what are we going to talk about? Like, you know, there's like, it's not just all real estate. It's going to be a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Did not expect to walk in to John Walsh wearing a Taylor Swift shirt and talking about his Vegas experience for 25 minutes. So
Taylor Swift for Pudgy Penguins all day long.
Bro, come on. I mean, those are...
I just saw some glimpse, but
those are neck and neck. But to put it in perspective, the basketball game the night before, sold out arena at Vegas Knights Arena. I think it's T-Mobile Arena. The hockey team, they play 18,000 fans, sold out, pack. 65,000 people at Vegas Raiders Stadium. And to take it to the next level.
Rocket ship stadium.
Well, what? It looks sick. To take it to the next level, though, we woke up at 9 in the morning to go wait for merchandise. And I'm like, Steph, do we really have to do this? Like, we're in Vegas. Like, she's like, no, believe me. I saw on TikTok, different states. Like,
The more I'm learning about this, I'm about to wrap this podcast.
Bro, we literally sat there for 3 hours. We didn't move. 3 hours, we didn't move. It was a mile long, the line. It's hot out. We're in Vegas. 3 hours, didn't move. She walks up. She finds out the shirt she was sold out. So we literally walk off the line after sitting there for 3 hours. She got this shirt from one of her cheerleaders that saw the concert in New York. Paid like $40 for it. It sells for $150 online. Like, all the merchandise sells for like 400% markup online.
How do we get the merchandise?
People are crazy. You have to sleep there. It's crazy. You literally have to sleep there. So I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, or the rest of the world's crazy, or maybe you guys are crazy.
You didn't sleep there.
You know,
I don't think you're that crazy.
no, I'm saying for not liking it, you guys are crazy. I don't know. You know.
I mean, there's liking it and there's doing,
Obsessive.
and there's that story for 10 minutes. And like, I don't think we're on that level yet.
Let me ask you, did you drink a C4 before you went to the concert?
No, unfortunately, Vegas, they don't really do C4s out there.
Because illegal
And stuff, and yeah, like
They do other things.
yeah, it's illegal. I think it's just basically cocaine out there. But I'm not there. I'm not there. That's not me. That's not me.
Have you ever done C4 and then no? Have you ever done C4 with like vodka or tequila?
Like a Red Bull vodka? Yeah.
So Jake's eyes lit.
Actually, no.
A lot of blue bombs the last few weeks.
What the hell's a blue word?
Yeah, but didn't you bring one up?
You know what that is?
Oh, is that C4 with like vodka or something? No.
No C4.
Oh.
You know what that is?
No.
Where's your
You know what that is?
C4.
Proud. You know
Is it Red Bull? At Oneonta used to be Red Bull.
Oh,
blueberry.
Red Bull?
It's Stoli Blue.
Yeah,
like
the
an
flavor.
ounce, and then like
They were doing with that whatever it was.
What's it called?
Okay.
Blue Bomb?
Blue Bomb, whatever flavor the vodka is.
Fire Island's like big with it, but then I was down in Delray, and they're like, some of them knew, some didn't. I'm like just told them, yeah.
All right, so maybe we get off Taylor Swift a little bit.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
So, Jake, we're gonna go into Jake here a little bit. You do commercial, you do residential.
Yep.
John won't get upset. What do you enjoy more? I think I know the answer, but
I mean, we all know the answer.
it's commercial.
I feel like they both have their pros and cons. I've been doing residential, started like almost 7 years ago, and then got into commercial like 4.5. But yeah, I mean, I do thoroughly enjoy both. That's why like I just can't get myself to give one up.
I don't blame you.
Especially residential, because like I started in residential, then started doing commercial, but it takes a little bit to really learn it, and it's like a whole new thing, and it takes a while to, the deals can be bigger, but they also take a little bit longer. So I was doing my residential while I was building my commercial business. And then, even once commercial started doing, pretty well for me, I didn't want to give up residential, because it's like, people are always buying houses, and, it's referrals and friends, and, even people that I deal with in commercial, like, there's always a residential need for it. So that's kind of, where I'm at. But I mean, I guess at the end of the day, like commercial, you get to work with repeat clients. It's not just a one deal and done. And, one client can turn into, a couple deals a year, and then, even more so. And I feel like you're also running with groups that are growing. I do a lot of restaurant brokerage, and, you could, sometimes you're talking with someone and they want to do like 3 to 5 different locations in the next couple of years. So it's like you're dealing with people that are making a business decision, not really more of like an emotional decision. And I feel like that's probably the 2 biggest things. Greg Mogul, my broker on commercial, is like, that's one of the first things that he told me. Commercial's more, business decision. If it makes sense, we've got 10, 15 people right now that will buy it. Where residential, it's like, you have the wife, you've got the husband, it's just, you're getting outbid, you're losing it. The school district, there's so many things. So, but both are amazing. And that's kind of where I'm at. And I love both of them.
Was that always your plan? I feel like, Jake and I went to high school together. I feel like you were the first person I knew that had a real estate license, but
that's what I was going to ask. How long you guys knew each other for?
We went to middle school and high school together.
Oh, wow. That long?
Yeah.
You're in my high school?
Yeah, he pushed you in the locker, give you a wedgie.
So were you guys friends, or why did you bully?
We weren't nearly as close as we are now.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we always kind of ran in the same circle a bit.
Yeah, very similar friends. But I feel like I'm trying to think, I guess when I first started, it was like, all right, who the hell do you know? No one, right? There was nobody. It was technically, 4 or 5 years ago. And I was like, all right, let me go sit down with Jake. I'm trying to think. We went to Coastal. I mean, I give
Bayshore, of course.
Bayshore.
Remember that? Yeah.
New restaurant across the street, maybe to the left. We'll touch on in a little while.
And the Coastal guys, they're going to be.
Oh, yeah, it is the Coastal. Your partners.
Everything comes full circle.
But I was just like, where do I even start? And I was kind of just like throwing shit at the wall, see what stuck. But I will give Jake credit. I give it all the time. He's gonna love this. I give Jake credit for basically starting my business. I will give Jake credit.
He's the Mike Falone of you.
Just gonna eat.
Just starting. Like, there's nothing else that continues. Or?
No. No, he just couldn't just.
He's like,
he couldn't just
starting.
Okay, my first couple of deals referred to me by Jake. They continue to come.
I'm okay. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
He was telling us that we want to like get some infographics up on the screen and stuff. So maybe on this episode we could put all the deals that Jake's given you over the past couple of years.
Well, he does this.
Like, and have the pie chart.
He'll have like a drink and he'll be like, you owe me like 6 million in deals. And after a couple booty bombers and this person, I'm like, dude, shut up, please.
It's crazy. He says 6 million. Then I'm just like, I feel like it's more. I'm only kidding.
No, it's all right. But yeah, I give Jake credit for that. It grew, and here we are. We actually, did we give him a shout out in the first one? On our How Did We Meet Anthony thing? Which
I think so. Yeah. Because we were wondering where we all met, and then we realized that it went back to that crypto chat where I didn't even know. I was.
Don't even go there. I told Fergal this morning, if we start talking NFTs or shit coins, I'm walking right out the door. So
no, we're off that.
Yeah, he's working on me getting invested.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
I already lost.
Don't worry about it. Taylor Swift.
Don't worry about it.
Just
you know what the best part is? John's like, yo, buy this one. Fucking mine goes to fucking negative 100. Next 2 weeks, he's like, yo, I just made so much money on budget payments. Bro, you didn't tell me this? You gonna tell me that 2 weeks ago?
I feel bad. I know some people can't handle.
It is what it is, right? There's some points that you got me involved with. I probably spend 7,000,
and they led to me.
There's no way of getting it. There's no way of even seeing it.
Even if I was up money, I couldn't get it.
The company is completely just vanished.
So, well, first off, he made money off that Hanzo one, and then he decided to buy back in.
This was so stupid.
And like, he got out. He doubled or tripled their money in like a day or two, and they're like, hell yeah. And then they got FOMO and then he bought back in, and then disaster. And Shiba,
into the whatever you call it.
I got a sick pool in my backyard because Shiba's.
You know what? Yeah.
So that, and listen, if I would have held on to that one, that would have been, I wouldn't be here right now. So.
But I remember that day it was Hanzo, I called him, and then I called you. And I don't even think you know how you download this app, then transfer to this app, then
you're all on that.
Collaborate with this app, then use this app, then use this app.
Coins.
Okay, all right, I have $1,000. Yeah. And I remember texting him and Jake and his brother, and I'm like, all right, it's $1,800. This is sick. Yeah. Thanks, guys. This is sick. Yeah. We're gonna be rich.
Nice and easy.
A couple days go by, weeks, and it's negative. I got like $200 left. I'm like, I just want this. Like, let me pay my like car insurance for the month. I finally get it out. Like, undownload all 8 apps. Then I think Ricky told me, he's like, I just put more money and it's going up again. I'm like, fuck, all right. Redo all the apps. Gone, that shit's negative. I think I paid them to take.
That's usually how it goes, bro.
Yeah, I actually got my mom to put some money into there too. So
disaster. All right, so let's wrap back around.
Let's go back to reality.
What we're doing here. The reason why Jake is on the show, not only because he's with Serhant and works with us, but he does have a new venture coming up, which we wanted to touch base on. We know that you grew up on the South Shore, both of you, and a lot of times, Fire Island Ferry from Bayshore. You've seen Bayshore itself as a village grow, almost like Patchogue, where we are right now. And now you actually yourself are investing in a restaurant in Bayshore. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, I mean, the last few years, just getting involved with commercial real estate, I've been able to see like all the new buildings going up and all the approvals of, Tritech that's building Bayshore right now, 418 units. This one here is like 290. So you can just kind of see the grand scheme of things of how big Bayshore is going to be.
And how many is Tritech's doing?
Tritech, this is Tritech, and then the one in Bayshore, they do a lot of stuff, but that's going to be 418 units.
It's a whole village, not a town.
Yeah.
Most populated town.
It's crazy. They're doing the most amount of amenities there. They're doing a T-size, like a Olympic pool, golf simulators, like a library on campus, like all the crazy stuff that they've never done on any other development before. So it's going to be really amazing to see, I guess, everything that's going to happen. And then, Larry Gargano is another huge developer in town. He's probably got a couple hundred units himself. So not even just counting TriTech, but everything that's already there. And then just obviously just doing restaurant brokerage along the South Shore. An opportunity arose, and me and my brother have been talking about it, and want to do something different. If we were able to kind of get hold of a restaurant, we thought we kind of just see the boom and where the whole Bayshore area is going. So opportunity arose, and we hopped on board. It happened really quick. It was very overwhelming, but we teamed up with our friends that own Coastal and Verde, the Brightwater's Inn, and another restaurant that they're opening probably around the same time that we're going to be opening, called Sweet Jane. So it's going to be called American Standard. So very Southern inspired food, bourbon, Nashville live music.
Awesome.
So that should be opening in about 2 to 3 weeks. That's why I was late.
2 to 3 weeks?
2 to 3 weeks, yeah.
Oh, they better drop a month.
Just in time for summer.
Yeah. So
I feel like that's one of the few things that Bayshore doesn't have.
Yeah.
Which
like Daisies is here, right? Is it kind of like Daisies, or
it's not
in a sense? I mean, it's gonna be, we're definitely gonna have live music. It's a bigger space. I don't know if they're ever gonna watch this, but I was actually walking around Bayshore with them for a long time, and they wanted to do something, and I thought, hey, you guys would crush it here, and they just never stepped up. And then this opportunity arose, and we started talking about this in February, and then the deal happened in April is when we closed. So the turnaround time of about 90 days from start to finish. And, it's going to look different, but it's also going to look a little similar, but, brand new branding, new name, new menu, new everything. So really quick turnaround. And, we're super excited. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, if we were open, right before the 4th of July, that would be ideal. And, so we're pretty pumped about that.
So sick that we got a place we could drink
free drinks.
That's what everyone says. It's like, I'm not ever gonna be there,
I don't even know who this guy is, bro. If anybody's wondering, it is Corks and Taps, where Corks and Taps will be American Standard. Just
so we bought that business, and those guys are going to be moving Verde right next to our spot. They took over Peninsula. That's going to be like 2 years in the making, but they got approved for a rooftop. It's going to be absolutely insane. So
I feel like, me and you, when did we move into 1 East Main? So like 1 East Main, which is above, which is all new, right?
2020,
JB, whatever the hell, BBQ.
Before you get into this,
go.
I got to go.
Go and juice.
So you guys get into a new topic and get into that. All right. I'm gonna go get my drink on with the wife.
Oh wait, you're drinking?
Peace.
Yeah.
All of our viewers that tune in for C4 are now gone.
He's not backpack?
No, not Frank the Tank yet.
No, any shots?
No.
No shots. You got the kids after, bro.
Shots is too much for me. I need to just wine and beer. That's it. All right, guys, enjoy.
All right, get out. All right.
Can I get a fuzzy mic?
You want to? Yeah. It's not gonna read.
Fuzzy mic.
Doesn't matter. No, what was I just saying? When did we move to 1 East Main? 1 East Main, I feel like, was one of the first.
I moved there, it was, September 2020.
You were there before they even let anybody else in, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then I lived there.
Works.
Right? What'd you say?
So that's usually how it works.
Oh, yeah, he gets first dibs on all apartment rentals.
Because he has the connects.
Yeah, but then he fills them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think I'm just saying in the development of Bayshore since we lived there, all the restaurants below us are new. They closed TJ Finley's?
They're redoing.
TJ Finley's
right now.
I'm trying to think what else is new.
That's right.
Verde's now moving. The Verde.
That's going to be, it's going to be a little while, but
still,
it's going to be absolutely nuts. To be right next to them and them be our operating partners. We're very grateful that, they took a shot with us, and, they're crushing it in town. There's no one that's doing what they're doing, and, they're late night, and they're just always packed out. So we're very excited to learn the business and the industry, alongside with the guys from Coastal and Verde. So
is something going into Coastal that you know of yet, or no? Because it's a couple of years, right?
Verde. You're saying Verde?
Yeah.
The old Verde?
Yeah, the old one.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know if they're gonna rebrand or if they're gonna sell it. So
they have time, right?
Yeah, they've got time. Yeah. But a lot's happened since we were there. I believe that Bayshore in the next 2-3 years will be like one of the best downtowns, and
I think it almost already is.
I think so. Yeah. It's not filled up yet, and there's still turnover that's going to happen. But everyone always asks me why, and it's like between the ferry. Yeah, you could say that, but like Northwell, right? And they're about to do they're close to almost $1 billion expansion on the South Side campus right now. They're building another 5-story tower. I don't know if you can see like the demo. They just started doing it. And then you have Good Sam as well. That's doing a $300 million pavilion that's coming out from their building to Montauk Highway. So there's a lot of just
So much going on.
money and medical and you know, having the ferry access. Like there's just so much going on.
That whole Tritech
Yeah, you can
complex is like another
All the
town.
people that are going to be coming into, like, they need to have surplus of restaurants, nightlife. Like, no one's going to move in there if it's just...
That's the thing. Like even right now, like let's say Tritech was done the development. Like there's not enough bars and restaurants right now to.
Which is crazy because there's tons.
Yeah,
Maybe they get some parking.
There's going to be so much more.
yeah, sure.
It has to be, yeah.
Parking's always going to be an issue. You know, you look at Patchogue, it's an issue. You look at Huntington, it's an issue. Like
Everywhere.
on Long Island, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, look at
Long Island, bro.
But when you look around, like especially with Bayshore, like you know, when you see almost 1,000 apartments, like a lot of them do have their own parking spaces, so it's going to be a lot of walking, you know, of residents that just leave the car there and then just kind of walk about. So,
Quick question for you.
yeah,
Random one. Right now. Gun to your head. What's your number one spot on Main Street in Bayshore?
my number one spot. On
American
Main
Standard's
Street.
not open yet.
See, it's good that you kind of
I know mine.
said that because
Easy answer for me. Easy.
we own like restaurant or like
if
just
you
don't
right
have-
now, Jake, let's go get something to eat and a drink. Where you going?
There's only one place that I've ever seen Jake at.
I mean,
Myself. Like, when I've gone out.
Nothing compares to Aji for me. Aji.
Well, pizzeria.
Pizzeria.
duh.
All right, but like...
Well, you said Main
I
Street.
said Main Street. I think
Yeah.
pizzeria, which is Jake's basement, and he's
yeah. So that doesn't count.
yeah. So that doesn't count. So pizzeria is basically almost everybody's favorite. But let's go to Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
Pick.
Full restaurant. Yeah, like you know, it really depends on the mood.
I'm like,
You know,
what are you in
we
the
love Aji. We can go there for a nice, you know, go there for lunch.
Going on Aji tonight.
A couple of rolls. Yeah, done. I'll go there right now. You know, I love Coastal. I think their nightlife's really good. Just like it's just like casual. It's just hanging out. There's whole different
You're
types
right.
of people. There's never any riffraff. Like they, you know, it's just a really cool hangout spot.
It depends on the circumstance. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. So that's a tough question. You got one?
Love Tula. I mean, Tula right there.
When we're eating healthy, which is rare. Salmon. I went there the other day again. But what do you
Thanks
got?
for the
You got a
invite.
favorite spot?
I don't think I have a favorite, but I think everyone gravitates towards Coastal for sure.
I feel like Coastal is the...
I do love Pecado.
Me too.
Pecado, yeah.
I think
I love
that
that
is-
place.
They do a really good
Food's
job.
So good. I like the fact that they can go outside and chill. Like just the ambiance is just super.
Yeah.
and they have every tequila under the sun. It's crazy to me that
Drinks.
yeah, the drinks are
Cocktail
great.
drink. Yeah.
I feel like I went to Coastal more after living in, like I lived directly across the street.
And you never went.
Could underhand baseball to my front door, and I never went to Coastal.
I think
and then
it's gotten more popular
it
than
has.
Yeah.
year, I want to say.
I feel like just Bayshore as a whole.
And I remember saying that to myself too. Like even just when I was living at One East Main, I thought I'd be there like much more, but I feel like I'm there more now.
Without a doubt, I'm there more now. Whatchamacallit, did you ever see yourself getting into a restaurant? Did you kind of know that this may happen if
I always like
doing commercial?
thought about myself doing it, but that I didn't really know how or like you know because it's like it's got to be specific and like the deal that we have right now is like
Has to make
it
sense.
makes all the sense in the world. So it was nerve wracking, but it was also like this is the one shot to do it. So it's like where like everything makes sense. You know, the timing, the partnership, the deal itself. You know, we have a really good lease in place, so it's just like everything kind of aligned, and we're like, all right, let's just go. And you know, one of those things where you can't look back and just got to go for it. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta take a leap of faith, or else it probably won't happen. Let me ask you this, or go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
So speaking about that, I think we were talking about this earlier, not on here, but prior to this. When I asked you guys, what was like the first real job you guys ever had?
Well, I think I kind of like
experience.
I kind of like grew up like working like in restaurants and stuff like that. So it's like like I was like a food runner. My first job ever at Hometown Cafe in East Islip, and then I worked at the Rinks, and then but like as I was getting older and like really going to Fire Island, I worked at Surf's Out in Kismet. This was my stepdad's restaurant. And then in the wintertime, as I was getting my real estate license, I was working at Sorella's. His partner was Dean Sorella. They have Sorellas on Melville. So I was working there in the wintertime. And, you know, in the summers, like I was making great money and like, you know, just hanging out. I was DJing there sometimes on the weekends. And then,
DJ.
Yeah.
He's man.
Yeah.
Does it all, bro.
Yeah. So
You DJ? Maybe you do a guest appearance at American Standard grand opening.
yeah, maybe I don't know grand opening, but no,
Put the headphones
definitely
on. You get some glasses, and the Kanye ones with the white.
run it back. Yeah. No, but I always loved hospitality, and then I kind of just segued into like getting into the like, restaurant brokerage stuff, and I love that because I feel like I have a decent understanding of it all. So,
Yeah, absolutely. What was your first job?
I started working with my dad because he has his own little landscaping company. So since I was, I want to say like 13, cutting grass, bro, out in the sun.
I had some
burning my back.
bro. I was cleaning pools at Fire Island.
How'd you love that?
I hated that. The guy.
was that your first job ever? Like your actual
First job
real
ever. Consistently, probably. It was only like 3 days a week, but we would go over there 6 a.m. ferry, clean pools till like 5, and then leave.
You ever work in a restaurant?
Yeah, I worked in Barachi for a while,
That's right.
right when they opened. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like off the Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night shift, busboy. Me and Mike Russo from 5 o'clock till 1 a.m. So it was like, all right, we were seniors in high school or juniors in high school. If you wanted any sort of social life, you were in Varachi instead. It was good. It was good monies when they first opened. I don't think we did. We did it probably for like, not even a year.
Mm-hmm.
It was, but it was, you know, you're getting paid.
Was that
doing well.
your restaurant job?
But I'm gonna be honest with you. So you maybe liked the restaurants from when you. I was like, nope, this is not for me.
I actually
worked in
bartended
a
for the
pizzeria
first
for like
time
3 years,
last year. At Tiesto's actually here in Petro.
You bartended. That was the first time.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? I know a lot of people that like bartending.
So the restaurant, shout out to Tiesto's, is amazing food. Their drink menu is not huge, so it's cool, but like it's you got to be on your toes
Yeah, bro.
because you're moving. Like people are ordering drinks from their tables, and you have the whole bar. If it's just you, you're not stop. Sometimes it's slow, but like it also depends on what you want your schedule to be like the following day, because you're there till or you're not leaving earlier than 1 o'clock, even if it's a slow night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's tough. I don't know if I can keep up with the speed of bartending. Imagine bartending in Fire Island.
You would probably have a panic attack.
I imagine bartending. I have a panic attack trying to get a drink.
Well,
Let alone be trying to make
your
it.
dad's friend Dimitri's does it.
Well, they work
order,
at Sandbar, yeah, but
and they're like cleaning
think
up.
about Hausers, bro.
Yeah,
The guys at Hausers are like
but they're making like
vetted.
$100 to $2,000 a night.
Yeah, but and that's like they've been doing it all. Those guys have been in there for
I guess
10
in
years.
cases like that, it's a little different because you probably ordering or making 3 types of drinks.
They're making zippies. They're getting you a Corona
Wait,
or a
like
shot.
they already got
Yeah,
it. But like you're like a
Yeah, you're not going there and saying, "No, can I get
like a old fashioned like
Yeah,
a specific type of, you're not. So like, can I get a Cosmo or like
If something,
in
yeah,
this-
10 zippies, please.
yeah."
You ever see those guys open the bottle of Corona? Bro, they put up, it's like they fucking smack it. And then I'm like, yo, this is a little crazy because it's a little wild. But my first job was cleaning pools at Fire Island. The guy was a complete asshole. He still lives there. He was a full-time guy. He lives in Atlanta. He could be hearing this.
shout out.
My brother fought. My brother, I think, like he said something once. He was like a bipolar type of guy. He said something once to my friend's sister or something like that. My brother had to.
Lost it.
He like put his hands on my brother, and then my brother like suplexed him to the ground. Yeah, so no longer working at that job. And then pizzeria. I worked at Mama's in Oakdale, but there's 2 Mamas in Oakdale. For like 2.5, 3 years I worked there.
Which one did you work at?
Closer to West Sayville. Honestly, some of my favorite pizza.
Still there?
Still there.
Nice.
Still there. But the guy I used to work with, this guy Anthony.
Where was that one? Because I know the one that was like a freestanding building.
And then that one's closed.
Yeah.
And it's called like the LaSalle complex. So when you're driving basically almost at West Sayville golf course, it's on your left hand side. It's like the last shopping center before you get to Sayville. It's like a gymnastics place. I don't know if there is still a gymnastics place in there. Gymnastics, Chinese food restaurant. But long story short, it was like me and this guy Anthony. He was the manager, and it was me and him. We used to work.
Anthony and Anthony.
And
Tony's.
he decided to open his own shop, and I was like, all right.
How much more Italian could you get, bro? Out of pizzeria.
Bro, he used to be one of he like full blown would like walk around like that, like when he would cook pizza, and he like always, he was one of those guys who was bad influence. He'd like make you eat a slice every time. Every pie came out, yo, take a slice, take a slice, take a slice. I'm like, yeah, I can't be doing this. He'd be like, yo, I gained like 10 pounds. Have a slice. I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to keep up with you. But no, I mean, I got one more question for you, Jonathan. I mean, you could speak on this as well, but just to touch back to something in the first episode, I know Serhant was new at the time. I know it's probably been what now? Almost 2 months?
About
Right?
a month and a half, 2 months. Yeah.
Have you seen change? Have you seen notoriety? You see people more business? Like, what have you seen kind of different? I mean, people just ask me because I work with you guys. They're like, yo, you know,
Yeah. What's
it's like a
changed?
big deal. Like it's a big deal. Just the name itself. But what are you seeing?
So I definitely think it's helped a lot because people, even if they don't know who he is, once you look him up, they're like, oh,
Yeah, I had to do that.
This is like a different breed, you know, like this is a different animal. You can name all the local agencies, right? But they're not going to have that splash that we do when you go on social media, when you go just Google somebody's company. It is going to take some time though, I think, because I have noticed that with the older clients, they have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
And like they're not on social media, they're not watching TV like maybe people our age, like I don't even watch TV that much. So like I know about Ryan because I'm always on social media, which is like our generation, that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a little tougher with the older clientele because they just want somebody straightforward.
I had to literally start watching $1 Million Listing.
I think everyone at our office has started doing.
He may or may not be on an episode coming up, but I don't want him to hear this, but I had to start watching $1 Million Listing. Just feel like I gotta know the guy a little bit more.
At least you'll know.
No, I knew who he was, obviously, but I'm like, all right, let me like watch some episodes. But what I think the coolest thing is, and I see it daily, even Mike in the North Shore office, Ryan's at he's there.
We've all met him. Yeah, he's a normal dude. And cool dude, bro.
I think the best part of it is that there's only going to be one of each. Like there's a North Shore office, right? You're in the Hamptons. There's South Shore office, and it's not like, all right, I work at, Douglas Elliman Southeast.
That's the thing too. It's like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not. I can't speak for John, but like from what it seems like, from all the offices that we've come in contact with of the Serhant brand, not everyone's going to be able to join us. It's going to take a specific type of person, specific type of brand behind you, because it's just, you are really buying into something huge. And a lot of the other brokerages, like, they're like, yeah, come, like, bring whoever you want. Like, they'll just allow anyone through the door. And I get it, right? You have to keep the business afloat. But if you want to keep that atmosphere that our Serhant brand has, you can't just let anyone sit with you at the table.
Yeah, which is, I know, the right thing, especially for John, because John's like the nicest guy I know. And
yeah.
for him to be able to kind of like,
that's going to be a challenge for him. But
I agree. I think he's ready for it, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, he took on this challenge, which is a big one. But that's, I mean, just people in general, just what, like, the Serhant, every time I see somebody in the industry, networking group, whatever it is, they've said something like, this is a big deal, huh? I'm like, yeah, I guess it's bigger than I even really expected.
Yeah, I don't think it's hit all of us yet the way it's gonna. It's just because we're in a crazy market, especially with residential. Like, it's tough. It's not easy, but I think once we get past this, it's gonna blow up.
Did your listings go live yet?
Yeah.
They did go live? Babylon and Dix Hills?
Yeah.
Have you gotten crazy traction? Well, this weekend's the first one,
Yeah,
right?
Dix Hills has been nuts. Started showing that yesterday, and it's like
crazy.
It's such a crazy market.
I had somebody put an offer $88,000 over asking. 20% down, 88,000 over.
Over there?
They literally said, I'm not in Dix Hills, no, but they literally said, I'm not going to, it was a Smithtown house. I'm not showing this to the seller, like straight up, I'm not showing this to the seller because we have multiple offers 6 figures over.
Yeah.
They ended up getting
I think over. Like, we're asking $1,999,000, and I mean, we had a ton of showings yesterday. We have got more tonight, tomorrow, and an open house Saturday, and we're basically telling everyone like best and finals by Sunday. But I mean, I think it's gonna go like well over $100,000 over asking. I mean,
it's wild.
I think we priced it aggressively, but it's also like there's a lot in the area that was like either for sale or under contract, and they're all like around the 999 number. So we just wanted to kind of keep it there, and like, we knew we were gonna get over, but it's crazy.
My thing is, and then I'll, we'll go on through the whole episode. We'll touch a little bit on real estate, but what's gonna happen when the rates do come down? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's gonna get even crazier,
bro. It's gonna get crazy. It's gonna be like a World War III out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, someone was asking me. I posted that thing with the woman from Shark Tank, right? That she stated.
Yeah.
That right now when the rates come down, it's gonna be even crazier than it is. So people on Instagram, just because I shared it, asked me like, should I be shopping right now? What should I be doing? And they're like, do you think that when the rates come down, there's gonna be more people selling? My thing is if these people come out and the rates come down and they have to sell, right, because they think the value of their house is going to be substantially higher, those people are in the same market now. Now they're going to shop and they have to pay top dollar. So no, I don't necessarily think that the inventory is going to shoot up because the people that are the sellers, where are they going, right? Unless you have another option already set.
Yeah,
I don't
and that's
think
what it
that
is. I think it's a lot of those people that like can't or won't sell because the rates are so high that even though if they do want to sell and they can get a lot of money and because they have equity, it's like, all right, we know
What am I doing?
all cash, then yeah. So I think once those rates do come down, like those sellers will sell and then be able to, you know, even if they want to downsize and they don't want to, you know, spend so much money on the rates, like they're just gonna eventually go and do that.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's what's keeping the inventory so low right now. So I feel like once the rates do come down, yeah, I think it's gonna make it chaos.
I mean, it's going to double buyers.
It's
What's
gonna
happen in terms of
motivate
inventory?
sellers to actually sell.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. I mean, that's what I'm dying to see. Because
Yeah.
That's what we're hoping for.
that's what, of
especially
course,
for-
we're hoping for. But I'm just trying to see what those sellers are going to then do at that point.
That's the thing. Like, right, I've spoken to a bunch of sellers and they're like, yeah, where am I supposed to go? Like, once I sell my house, you know,
Like, oh, great, I can get X amount equity, but
yeah.
where am I gonna go? I just got to rate
$8,000
six and a
for my
half.
house. Now I got to go pay $100,000 over for somebody else's. No, it's not even worth it. So I feel like they're sitting on the sideline, and I feel like those people that are kind of on the fence when the rates do come down, and all of a sudden now,
Which one do you think that will be?
if only I knew.
Like, where do you see?
He's
Like,
saying-
do you think
I would
it's
say-
early next year?
I'm thinking by first quarter next year, it's got to come down. I would like to. The thing
I
is,
mean, you say come down, like, are we like talking like back into like
No.
the fives?
fives. I would like to be back in the fives. I think fives makes the most sense. Whether they're basing it on inflation for the continuous increases, they kind of have stated the Fed that they're not going to hit us with any more increases, which hopefully kind of calms us down a little bit. I just think that, and like, you know, me and Greg were talking about it the other day. It goes up and then it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. You're not going from 7 to 4, but you will have a difference in you know, from Monday to Friday. You could be giving somebody a 7 1/4. Now they could be getting a 6 1/2. Like, it's literally a substantial, you know, difference daily, which makes, you know, a little bit harder for someone to kind of prepare for their budget, right? 2, for me to kind of have to, you know, I have to be on top of the client in terms of protection because of the volatility. But like, even if we're going to be in a situation where, all right, rates aren't going to go back to where we were in COVID, which, you know, would be amazing, but like, can we at least stay still?
Yeah.
I would like to just stay, like, if we can go between 5 and 6, I think you'll see a whole different market. That would be ideal. I know last year Fannie Mae had a prediction that by, like, you know, early this year and middle of this year, almost by quarter 3, we'd be into, like, you know, the high 4s, which I don't see happening.
No.
But if you take off what they're going to assume, right, which is before they even did any increases, you know, you hope by quarter 3, quarter 4, you know, quarter 1 of 24, there's some sort of at least stability. So it's like, all right, I qualify at 6%, I get chopped at 6%.
Yeah.
Not like I qualify at 6% for this amount. You know, every time I put an offer in, let me call Anthony and see what do I qualify for today. You know, which makes it, it's discouraging and it's stressful. Especially like I had someone ask me today, you know, what if I lock today, right? I need to protect myself. But then am I also not protecting myself because if the rates do go down? I said, yeah, it's literally like I can advise you as much as I possibly can. I unfortunately don't know. Everybody's life would be easier, especially mine, if I did know. But all I can do is kind of protect you, advise you, and do as much due diligence as I can, and then I'll help you make the decision. But you got to make the decision, which a lot of people are having trouble with, which I see daily. But other than that, Lev, how we doing over there? What time is it? Man behind the camera. You got any specifics you want to touch on before we wrap this thing up?
I mean, this is probably the latest that you see it at this office, right?
So I got something to say. I stayed till 7:30 last night and I locked up. Meanwhile, you're laying on your couch at 4:30 watching, I don't even know what you're watching, but
Here till 7:30. I was in
night.
Dix Hills till 7.
Congrats. That's when people view houses.
I know, it's actually like, I'm like, damn,
This is the world for you, bro.
Yeah, I'm like
Did you usually finish at what time?
5.
Oh, he's in the corner of his couch, 5
I
o'clock.
don't know. Every day is different.
He works, guys. I'm not trying to take away from him. He works. But 5 o'clock, I get a Snapchat every day. Like, tough day.
That's so
Opportunity from 5
Never
to
happens.
10, 11.
Every Snapchat I get, you're still at your house. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, I got an office.
1, 2, 3.
I got an office there, but, you know,
Yeah, me too.
I come here to see Lev, even though he came here just because of our podcast today. So we thank you.
Thank you.
But episode 3, whatchamacallit, we'll call it a wrap. Next episode, big guest.
Yes, sir.
Big guest. You want to be on it? It's going to cost you.
Pretty many.
Who's on next?
It starts with
Find out.
starts with an I, ends with a serhant. Venmo me if you want to be on, or John.
Starts with an I.
Starts with a R.
You said I, bro.
You said I.
I said I.
I was laughing. Like, what does that even mean?
Maybe I meant to say Rye. Yeah, but Ryan Serhant is the guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. 20.
Not live though, or yeah. Like, is he gonna be here?
Or he's gonna be somewhere.
what do you
We have a
mean?
special location.
No, he's gonna be like over like a over.
We're doing it.
No, he's coming in live.
He's coming in and sitting with us for a podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, now he's intrigued.
Hopefully this isn't on air. At this
It
point.
is. It is. It is.
I don't know
It's
if
live.
we're
Don't let Jake
in
in the
there,
next one.
but
Let's cut this one out here.
Britney Spears just walked by. All right, let's call it a day.
good job, guys.